Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 10:15 on Monday night. Didn't see since Sunday morning. I had a busy night last night, but no pints, not out. It was finals day in Chicago, where you had the junior or the intermediate, and then the hurling, and you had the women's, and then you had the senior men's. Senior men's started last night about 11 o'clock, and I was just settling in to the first 20 minutes when things were going grand, and I got a phone call from a man that was broken down, so I had to do a bit of a journey to get him going. And the sky was absolutely like Halloween night. I never seen lightning lasting so long. There was no rattle to thunder with it, but I believe there was unmerciful thunder around 4 a.m. and there was rain. I didn't see any of it, and there wasn't as much here because I know from out the back of the house if there was a deluge, and there wasn't any sign of that this morning. It was finals night in our day. It was night here in Chicago. I'd watched them to be on live on Facebook, settling into watch the Tones win. I missed some of it with bad coverage, but they eked out a 3-point win, so there's big celebrations going on in the Windy City. The Wolf Tones beat the McBrides. Good performance from Keane McKeown from Boyle. He was out there for the summer. I know a few of them that was playing. The ladies won as well. The Bridgets. I'd have a goddaughter playing on that. We had a few running yesterday, and our good horses in the Group 1s, Sharian was brilliant. I get an awful fondness to that horse altogether. I hope it goes to Longchamp on Arc weekend. I'd love to see it running that weekend. If not, I'll definitely try and get to see it before the end of the year. Not alone is it a grey horse, but it wears its heart on its sleeve, puts down its head and knows what to do. Won well. Inspired even with the change of jockey. I think just not the same horse as it was. We won snug, and Al Rifa just before that. Always travelling comfortably. That was 11-8 the night before, 5-4. We went money on. I don't know what the return was, but I had done a bet, Trixie, Sharian Mordor, and I took the 6-5 at the time in the blue bookies, and she didn't put in the price, so I went back to collect to the lot short, and I said to her, they only gave me 11-8 on Sharian instead of the 13-8 SP. It must have been because of the Rule 4, but in the green bookies it was showing 13-8, so I haven't seen that before with the industry prices that they're nearly always the same. Al Rifa pitched up, and if that comes up soft in the Arc, it'll be right there. It's better on soft ground, it will stay. So 25s, it's still 16s with the red bookies. The bookies with the red biros. But I didn't put on a few. I've never thought to put on a few pound on it before the race yesterday. Mordor, the farther they went, the farther it was going to win. And they were the three I had left out first. And when I went rattling on then about the good record Elliot had at Downpatrick, I put in the other one. Can't think of its name. Would ya? But I shouldn't have. There was another one that Elliot had in the previous race, and I was slightly afraid of. Was the Sandyman in it because it was targeted for it. And then the two in America last night. I think we picked the right horse in the first race, in the mile race, but it ran too slow for him, and it was his first run back. But I think that's the horse we can take out of that if it qualifies and goes for the Breeders' Cup Mile in Delmare this year. I think he'll turn around the form with the one in front. The fractions were slow. And the other one last night looked Legend of Time. Looked to be comfortable enough in the lead, but was mowed down in the latter end as well. Tipped up one this morning, then put it up. I didn't get time to do a video. I was slightly late out of the traps and I had to go across to feed the dog. And the dog Ian was very lonely, I thought. So I stayed with it for a while and went for a walk. And I wrote up Aramis Grey around the right heart, but didn't get the gaps, similar to a couple of runs back at Windsor. 14-1 into, I think it went off 10-1, was it? Very unlucky. When it was ready to make us run twice, it got blocked. But as I say, that's racing. However, it doesn't happen all the time that it suits the layers of the bookies. Why doesn't it help us one of the times? Anyway, on to tomorrow. Couple of Class 3 races tomorrow, so I picked out one at each track. We were doing a video a couple of weeks ago looking back at Goodwood, when we had Alanud, a winner. I said the horse to take out of that race was Wisper. No place to go. I'll show you the race in a minute. Finds it hard enough to win though, and it's rated 86. That was in a Class 2 and just down in a class where it should be competitive. Oisin Murphy taken over, won over 10 furlongs before 74 and 82. We'll have a peep at the race. It was in Goodwood. Got off to a baddish old start. It was piggish enough at the start. That's him in the pink at the very back. But he makes a good stretch run.
And looks as though she might just have struck the front. Out wide a True Wisdom, Roaring Success. Then Imperial Quarter back on the rail, followed by Power of Destiny, who's got nowhere to go at this stage. Secret Solace tries to run and then Whisper. Water Jamila and Alanud, these two battling on together, followed by Imperial Quarter. Out wide now is Power of Destiny with a challenge as Candle of Dubai weakens away. Water Jamila, Alanud and Imperial Quarter on the far running rail. Power of Destiny continues to stay on well, and from the back flying is Wisper, but runs out of room up towards the line. Alanud just in front. Alanud from Power of Destiny, Water Jamila and Imperial Quarter fighting it out.
It's a good job he got blocked for our sake, because I don't think we'd be collecting a 6-1 winner. And I can't understand he didn't come out on the wide outside, sort of to have a clear run. Circa. That's not the proper pronunciation now either. It looks like Circa, but it's not. But that's the danger, because it's getting £8 for weight for age allowance. And it's another race that the 3-year-olds have a good record. But it won well enough in Newbury. And then it got a troubled passage as well on the rail in Goodwood as well, but I just entered in a decent race. One of 83, 87. That is the danger. Might have a reverse forecast just in case. Holly riding all right to the winner today. There's another Class 3 in Hamilton. We backed Arctic Mountain 3 runs back to over a mile. And he was in hard out luck not to win it. And I said at the time, he needs to step up and trip up to 10 furlongs, which he did. And he won. That was off 80. He's £11 higher now, but the last day he ran, he went off in front and the saddle slipped. It's shown there 16 of 60. He was disqualified because he lost the weight cloth when the saddle slipped. So he weighed in light. He was chucked out. Saror isn't pulling up 3 stumps at all this year. I know any of the winner that he has a bad year. 3-year-olds have a good record in this. They've won 4 out of 6. 4 out of the last 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. Favourite is Good Morning Alex, but it won first off 45 and now it's up to 82. So that's £37. Classy Boy, I'm really looking at that there now. It's soft, good to soft in places, and the other 2 meetings is good to Firm. They must have got the rain that was around here last night. Classy Boy actually loved the ground, and it's a big price as a 3-year-old. But I thought Indemnity, a 4-year-old for Roger Varian, PJ MacDonald by Luke de Vega. Need to step up an extra furlong will suit this Hershey. 1 over 8.5 and won a maiden. It hosed up, but it was entitled to in Nottingham. Ran in Kempton. It was a race that we looked at, but the distance, it was off favourite, but it wasn't long enough for him. And the last day as well, I don't think the race wasn't long enough in Sandown to stay in on stoutly at the death. I had this set up, hadn't I? What happened there? I'll look at a bit of it. That's him there. But just look before that, he was travelling really sweet. Yeah, we'll look at this.
The black and white silks together with Lessay, those are the leading 2. Game sets close in behind. Indemnity angled out, gets a good look at the front. Linden B with the space on the inside. Plant a Dream is trying to get more prominent now in the white and red. Love de Vega ridden for more. Wickham Rockstar widest out as they head now down to the side. The final quarter of a mile. Linden B to the inside under Sean Dillon Bowen from Indemnity is now ridden along. Game set and Wickham Rockstar trying to make their efforts. And then came Love de Vega on the way towards the final furlong against the running red is Linden B. Challenged out wider by Wickham Rockstar. Indemnity trying to dig in, then Plant a Dream and Game Set. Lots of the chance inside the final furlong. Plant a Dream now. Indemnity and Wickham Rockstar. They hit the line, it's close. Wickham Rockstar maybe just over Plant a Dream and Indemnity. Then Game Set.
Looked like he was going to get swallowed up at one point there. Stayed on the extra furlong, I think it'll suit. He has run on ground with cut in it. But in Goodwood, soft ground at 25,000 race. He was only beaten 4 lengths, 5th of 8. That was his first run of the year. So if it's soft, it shouldn't be, or good to soft, shouldn't be a problem. What price is he? Each way bet, I thought. Indemnity, 5 to 1. On to Nottingham is the other meeting tomorrow. It's a 2-mile race. 7 runners. Choice is Clan Chieftan for Messrs. Ryan and Beckett. Ray Beckett is having a good year this year. If you look at this, he had a good run there behind Warranty, 1 mile 6, and behind Robusto in Kempton. We had an interest in that. We were on Mole Arthur, and he ran decent enough, and Banderas. The last day it was a mile 6 in Sandown. And the Frita Hay
towards it, then they're about to race towards the final 3 furlongs in this, the Out of the Blue Handicap Stakes. It's Crescent Lake against the running run in purple and green, who will lead them on the bend in. From Enthrallment in the black silks, a cheek piece is close up behind Mr. Freedom. Then Whispering Royal, Herta Wallop being nudged along. Damascus Steel wider out, trying to begin his challenge. Then the pink and green of Clan Chieftan, who's trying to move up into it. Eroctu toward the running rail, and then Haramilo racing inside the final quarter of a mile. It's Crescent Lake and Enthrallment still the leading pair. Moves on the outside now from Damascus Steel and Herta Wallop. Here comes Mr. Mr. Freedom in the green and white colours. Now looking to pitch up with his effort. Racing inside the final furlong. Mr. Freedom's gone to the lead. Mr. Freedom now from Crescent Lake and Enthrallment. Then Enoctu and Clan Chieftain, and on the run towards Zion. It's Mr. Freedom. Mr. Freedom's won it from Enthrallment, Crescent Lake, then Clan Chieftain and Enoctu.
You could say that he finished off the last furlong there, the quickest. Or am I saying that biased? But that's the pick tomorrow in that race. It's 9-1 shot. And they're paying 3 places. So it's an each way play at that. Anyone 7 runners. Almedina's the 3-year-old for Prescott. Took all his time to get there the last day at 2 mile. But we'll take it on. Even though it's only carrying 8 stone 3. So that's a featherweight. That'll probably hose up now. What's it getting? 71. 9, 2. 11, 13 pounds weight for age. Yeah, that's one market horse, isn't it? Let's see what's the other one. Clan Chieftain 4-1 without. Yeah, that'd be a bet maybe. Each way if you get to 3 place and without at 4. Anyway, it's Monday night. What do we do on a Monday night? We'll sing an old song. This is an old one, a real old one altogether. And it's for the people that live outside of Ireland that would have travelled and used to get home that often years ago. It's a sad song, this. That's not the start of it anyway. My feet are here on Broadway, this blessed harvest morn. But oh, the ache that's in them for the spot where I was born. My weary hands are blistered from work in cold and heat. And oh, to swing aside today through fields of Irish wheat. Had I the chance to wander back our own a king's abode, 'tis soon I'd see the hawthorn tree by the old bog road. My mother died last springtime, when Ireland's fields were green. The neighbours said her waking was the finest ever seen. There were snowdrops and primroses piled up beside her bed, and Ferran's church was crowded when her funeral mass was said. But here was I on Broadway, and bitter was my load, when they carried out her coffin down the old bog road. When I was young and innocent, and mine was ill at ease, though dreaming of America and gold beyond the seas. Sorrow take their money, 'tis hard to get that same, and what's the world to any man when no man speaks his name? I've had my day, and here I am, and bitter is my load. along 3,000 miles away from the old bog road. Och, life's a weary puzzle, past founding out by man. I take the day for what it's worth and do the best I can. Since no one cares a rush for me, what need a man to moan? I go my way and I'll draw my pay and smoke my pipe alone. Each human heart must know its grief, though little be its load. So God be with old Ireland and the old bog road. So God be with old Ireland and the old bog road. An old timer, a neighbour of mine, used to say, when requests in pubs years ago, when they'd be asked for a request, he used to shout up, "Will ye sing the old bog road before 'twas tarred?" Bash the Bookies over and out.